up, family? It's your boy, Major Life, man. Look, check this out, right? I need y'all to do something for me. First and foremost, hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, man. That's it. That's it. Just subscribe and hit the like button, man. I appreciate that. Man, let's get into this story. So, when I get to prison, I started working for this lady. I was her clerk. Now, first off, I was at the penal farm in Memphis doing my time. I already had my time. I was started doing my time already. But they came and got me because the penal farm had lost the contract with the prison system to take up to 10 years a sentence. So they lost their contract. You had to have they only took up to 6 years. So I had to go to prison. Lucky me, huh? So I get to prison. Now, this lady that I started working for, she was an officer first. She wasn't even supposed to be a classification clerk. But she became one. She came from one side of the prison to the side that I was on. But she was already there when I got there, of course. So neither one of us really was supposed to be in their position, but we were supposed to be in their position that we were in. So I ended up working for her. You know, when you're working with or for somebody, you get to know them. You know what I'm saying? So we got to know each other on a personal level because I was her clerk. I went and got all the inmates for her that need to be classified. You know what I mean? I helped her do, you know, whatever an inmate could help her do. You know what I'm saying? So we had an understanding. Of course, I respected all boundaries and all lines as an inmate to staff. I never crossed anybody that way. I had more sense than that. You know what I'm saying? So we got to know each other. So, you know what I mean? I'm from Memphis, right? So I'm like, man, look, I'm going to shoot my shot. This joker was fine. You hear me? Man, this joker was bad to me. So I'm like, man, I'm shooting my shot. Man, I went in, man, just like the little kid letters. Do you like me? Circle, yes or no. You know what I mean? Nah, I ain't do that. But I did write a little letter, right? So, you know what I'm saying? Slid in and told her, hey, I'm gonna get your trash for you. You know what I'm saying? We had been talking. I had been working for a few months back at this point. So, you know what I'm saying? I finally get the courage up to say, man, hey, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna shoot my shot. So I wrote the letter. I went in. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna get your trash for you. Man, I got the trash and I dropped the letter down there, man. I was like, you know what I mean? I did the little, you know what I'm saying? So she got the letter and she's like, okay. Now, when I walked out to take the trash, that I was praying. I was like, God, please don't let her send me to the hole. Please, God, don't let her send me to the hole. I don't want to go to the hole. I'm sorry. Please don't send me to the hole, right? So I end up I take the trash and dump the trash, come back in. She's like, man, you cool? I was like, man, we straight? She's like, yeah, you good? Like, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? I walked out with my head up. I'm like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to the hole today. So, you know what I'm saying? So I go to my cell. It was count time. So I go to my cell and I was on the bottom floor. So I go to my cell and I had the front view of the building. So we saw who came in and who went out the building. So, you know, it was count time and they were getting ready to leave. So I will go in my cell. Man, all inmates, if you got, you listening to me, you know what's up. So, man, if you got a front window to the building, man, you got some nice guards or some nice staff coming in and out. Bro, when it's daytime to leave, man, I promise you, you at that window looking. Because I was at the window looking, for sure. So I was I go in the cell, man, I look out, man, I'm like this right here, just looking. I'm looking. So I'm just looking out the window, right? So I guess she saw me. I tried to turn my head real quick. You know what I mean? Like I was watching TV. But she saw me because the next day she came in. She's like, who was you looking at? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, I wasn't looking at you. Nah, not me. You know what I mean? But I really was. So we got to know each other, man. And as time go on, I ended up getting into a fight with a guy. It's in one of my other stories. Go back and listen to it. So actually, this woman wrote the write-up. She wrote the write-up. Because for one, it was not my fault. So she wrote the write-up. I'm like, man. You know, now, let me go back. Prior to this happening, when I first got there, Man, officer, man, shout out to my guy, man. You know who you are. You know what I'm saying, man. You believed in me, man. This officer asked me, man, you feel like singing, man. In fact, he's the one who gave me the name Life. You know what I'm saying? So he like, man, look, I want you to sing happy birthday, man. It's this lady's birthday, man. I want you to sing happy birthday to her. So I went in there, you know what I'm saying? I put that that birthday song down real quick. You know what I mean? I put the birthday song down. And man, I didn't know, who I was singing to at the time. So, I sang to her, whatever. And that was in the beginning when I first kind of got there in prison. So by now, you know what I mean? After she writes this write-up, I ended up going to the hole, spent like 6 hours, maybe 12 hours in the hole, and I came right back to my cell because it wasn't my fault. You know what I'm saying? So, I get back to my cell and everything. I ain't gonna need lie, man. Little side note. After that fight, I was on lump. Like, man, the man kicked me with a steak boot. After I beat him, though, you know what I'm saying? He kicked me with a steak boot. So, I'm on lump. So I didn't want to go in her office. You know what I mean? I'm walking right past her. I'm striking. Walking right past her office, right? Every day. To the point she like, man, she hit the wonder. Hey, come here. So I'm going now, like, man, what's up? She like, man, why you ain't coming to holler at me? I like, man, you see all this, right? I can only see you at this side. You know what I'm saying? I'm on lump on this side. So, I ain't want to give you half a view of life today. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I just didn't want to come in there. So, you know what I'm saying? So, we end up getting, just having a conversation. And she was like, man, look, I don't care nothing about all that. You know what I mean? I know we saw the cameras. It wasn't your fault, this and that. So I'm like, man, I was embarrassed, though, because I was on lump, but I won the fight. So I still was embarrassed, though, because I was on lump. It looked like I lost, for real. So as time went on, I leave. I go to the drug program. I get over there in the drug program. We had an understanding that, hey, man, we're going to stay in contact. So the letter stopped, the conversation stopped. So I ended up finishing the drug program in a year, and somehow, some way, I ended up going back to classification, and I became the building manager's, the corporal. Actually, I became his clerk. You know what I'm saying? I was his right hand man. So I didn't work for her anymore. So like days went on, man. Days went on. I ain't even go in the office. I just walk right past the office. Cause I'm like, man, you stop contact with me, so we ain't got no talking. None of that. It's over with. So I walked right past the office. She came, man, knocked on the window again on me. She's like, man, come here. So I'm like, man, what's up? I go in the office. I'm like, what's up? She's like, so you been gone the whole year and we ain't talk. You don't want to come in here and say what's up to me or nothing? I'm like, man, look, you cut the talking out. So I was just following, your lead. So she was like, man, nah, it wasn't like that. So, I was like, okay, whatever. No, I'm in jail. I'm doing time. I'm in prison. I'm doing time, man. Look, what up? Hey, okay, I cop deuces. I was like, all right, we cool. We straight. So we got back cool, and I ended up having to go to the compound. I had like 4 years left. So I go to the compound. When I get to the compound, she ended up they broke Unit 7 up because it wasn't classification anymore. So everybody left the building, you know what I mean? They made it a regular building. And so she ended up leaving the prison. She ended up just leaving the prison, start working for the system. And I did my time. I didn't know nothing about this at the time. So I was finishing my time. I fat my time in 2015. So when I got out February 2015, I was out until November. And somehow I was riding with my cousin. I looked on my Facebook page and I see a message from this lady. I'm like, man, it was her name up there. I'm like, man, this can't be right. So I'm like, man, I see a message saying, hey, is this Life? Man, hit me up if it is. So I'm like, okay. I hit it back. So we ended up chopping it up. She was like, look, it's your birthday month. I'm going to come holler at you. So I'm like, cool. My birthday came up. Boom. We ended up kicking it. You know what I'm saying? We ended up kicking it, man. And honestly, y'all really want to know who this lady is? I married her, man. This year will be 5 years we've been married, man. So, man, look, you never know. You never know. It's a whole lot to this story, man, that I can give y'all, man. But we gotta get cool. You know what I mean? Keep on. man, subscribing, man, to this channel and liking my movies, man, my videos. You know what I'm saying? Y'all keep doing that, man. We gonna keep rocking together, man. It's your boy, Major Life, man. I love y'all guys, man. Peace out.